sort of the slope of people going like this, but we're stuck with this at the moment. But thank you for coming out today to the public auction of 9 to 16 Sexton Circuit in Cook. I am going to take my mask off. You won't be able to hear me with the mask on, but obviously if you can't hear me, just let me know just very clearly through the auction as well. Folks, by way of introduction, my name is Jason Hall. I'll be your auctioneer for today. Also, I'd like to thank you on behalf of the sellers and the team from LJ Hooker Gungahlin for being here at the public auction. I'd like to welcome, I suppose, the agents to the auction as well. Obviously, the guys we've just seen as you walked up and out here as well. If any sort of stage through the auction, if you need help, just grab one of those agents. They'll be there to help you. As you can see, Naish is lurking through the crowd. He's
I'm not lurking, I'm walking.
Don't ask him to run. He's got a bit of a dodgy hip, but he'll get there pretty quickly as well. Folks, before I do go through formalities of the auction today, I'd like to remind you, if you are here today to bid, you have to be registered in the ACT. When you do make those bids, we have to see your bidder's cards as they come through. A bit of thunder to throw in as well. If you were here today and you were looking to bid but not registered, again, just grab one of the agents, they'll grab your ID, I'll have a chat about terms and conditions and get you registered for the auction as well. And lastly, if you see good value in the property, I mean, there's been a couple of great sales in Cook last night and this morning as well. But if you see good value in this property, again, if you'd like to bid, just let us know and we'll get you registered as well. A bit of an agent-a-thon right here. Thanks, Troy. Folks, the formalities which I will cover for you today will be standard terms and conditions of public auctions in the ACT. I'll run through the front page of the contract, the key points on that. Virginia will tell you why you should be putting your hand up and bidding before the thunder and lightning rolls in. And then we're going to head it over to you guys for your competitive bidding. Now folks, with auctions, we do a lot of these day in, day out. You may only go to a couple in your lifetime. There are 12 points in terms of standard terms and conditions in ACT. I'm going to run through all 12. They are sort of a bit laborious, but I'll run through that just for your bidding confidence as well. First off the bat, the auctioneer may make one bid for the seller for the property any time during the auction. Each person bidding must be entered on the bidder's records. The auctioneer may refuse any bid, and they must be polite about it and make that bid up. The auctioneer may decide the amount by which the bidding is to be advanced. You're right, Bree. The auctioneer may withdraw the property from sale at any time during the auction. The auctioneer may also refer a bid to the seller at any time before the end of the auction. If there is a dispute about a bid, the auctioneer may resubmit the property for sale at the last undisputed bid or restart the bidding again. If there is a dispute about a bid, the auctioneer is the sole arbiter and the auctioneer's decision is final. It's the only time I can make a clear decision. The sale is subject to reserve price unless the auctioneer otherwise announces otherwise. And the highest recorded bidder will be the buyer subject to any reserve price. If a reserve price has been set, we have set the reserve here today, folks, and the property is passed in below the reserve price, the seller must first negotiate with the highest bidder for the purchase of the property. So what that means, if we're not going to sell under the hammer here today, make sure you are the highest bidder. We have to exclusively negotiate with you, exclusive to everyone else. If the negotiations are ceased at that point, to open up to the whole marketplace. And look, if your highest bidder, you may be buying the property, which is why you're here today as well. And lastly, the buyer must sign the contract and pay deposit immediately after the fall of the hammer. Any questions around those? All good? Yep. Just hold your horses, mate. Guys, the contract as well has been available for your viewing for 30 minutes before today's auction, and also through the marketing campaign. I'm going to run through the conditions we're going to run by with the contract on here, just to give you bidding confidence as well. The contract describes the property as Block 3, Section 47, Division/District of Cook, street address known as 9 of 16 Sexton Street in Cook. It's quite hard to say. Stakeholder is LJ Hooker Gungahlin Trust Account. What that means, if you buy the property here today, the deposit goes into our trust account and then it's reimbursed to the seller, or I suppose paid to the seller upon completion of settlement. Seller's agent is Virginia Stoker, and no doubt if you've met Virginia through the process, you always find her very friendly and helpful, very good at what she does, and an ex-Tamworth girl as well, so even better to boot. There is no restrictions on transfer. There's not land rent lease, which is great. It's sold with vacant possession. Also, goods staying with the property include fixed floor coverings, light fittings, window treatments, dishwasher as well, and anything else? And remote control for the garage. Completion is on or before 45 days from today's date of this contract. Deposit is 10% on the front page of the contract. So pretty much if you've negotiated variance on the deposit and the settlement time frame with Virginia through the sellers, that will be upheld here today as well. And also, if you are the buyer, take out insurance on the property in between exchange and settlement, because you will have a vested interest in the property after today. So just talk to your insurance company about that as well. Guys, any questions? Nope. Is everyone awake? You have to be with. Yes, got to go through those terms. Right, Virginia, tell us why people should be bidding and buying
Look,
today.
it's a beautiful townhouse. I've seen many of your faces through, and it's positioned in an equally beautiful suburb. So, look, I won't keep us long because it is raining, but good luck to all of you. And yeah, I'll hand back to Jason.
Thanks, Virginia. Well, as you see, Cook, we're obviously just close to the town centre just there. It's a quick drive to Belconnen Mall as well. You've got Bradford Private School just down the road too, and my daughter went last year. It's a great school. So you've got good schools, shopping districts as well as sporting fields. But folks, I am getting wet. I'm going to smell like a wet sheep at the end of the day with this wool soup. Suit. Let's kick us off now. Where'd you like to start, folks? Looking for an opening bid, looking for people who like to buy the property. We can't waste this because it is raining and you can hear the thunder as well. First bit is the hardest, but not in this sort of weather. Where do I start, folks? Around the mid-sevens if you like. We've got really good peripheral vision as well. So if you put your hand like this, I will look at you.
720.
And 720, well, it's going to be bid at number 19, $720,000 now. Looking for a rise on there, looking at 30 on top to 750, 720 with our starter and 750. We're going to be at bid at number 17, lucky my birth date. So $750,000 now. Come back to you guys, take 30 on top, and 30, and $780,000. And 30 as well. So 780 here, and take 810 if you like. Yes, 810 on the nod.
820.
Sorry,
820.
can we halve it? We go number 20 on top.
Okay, yep.
Yep, that's all we now. 830, yep. And 850 as well. 20 on top from there. We're at 830 now. Looking at 20 on top, happy to halve it if you like to get you interested in the property as well. So at 830 over here. 16 Sexton Street in Cook.
Yeah.
A lot of properties selling in the suburbs, so it's tightly held. So at 830 over here. First call at 830. Second call at 830.
840.
I'll take a 10. Walking and bidding. What was that? Sorry. And 50. Yep. And 10. Guys, 10 again. So 850 behind you. Can't just come from one bid, it's not allowed. It's in those standard terms and conditions you fell asleep in. So at 850. Take 10. It's hard to tell what people are doing with these masks. I'm trying to read the eye language. Very, very difficult. So 850 over here again. First call at 850. Second call 850.
855.
Can you give me in tens?
No, 855.
I'll take your 5. Just because you did a 9, so it's 855 now. So guys, we're shorting the stride and 860 here, bid number 19. And 5 again. And bid number 17, happy to take your 5 as well. So at 860 now. And 5. Again, there's some registrations here as well which haven't put their hand up, so whether they're waiting until the end. So 860 over here. Looking for 5 on top, 865 or 870 to get a better bid. Or even 9, they wouldn't see it coming, so I've just told you. So at $860,000. First call, 860. Second call, guys, at 860.
865.
Well done. 865, guys. Same courtesy, 5 again. Yep, 870 on the 9. And 5 again, guys. We're at 870 now. All good? You go.
That's it, okay?
It's like my child going
Okay,
to the
just
garage
keep
to get an ice
going.
cream.
Yeah,
I can see it in the corner of my eye. So at 870 over here. And guys, one thing which I've seen in the marketplace, the market was cooling a bit towards the end of the last year. It's not again now. COVID's pretty much directing where the market is. Property levels will be low again moving forward with the cases out there. So at 870 over here. First call. Guys, have to take 5 again. Second call. And 5. I thought my knob would get you to do that as well. Third and final call at 870. Any new bidders? Just give us 1 sec, guys. I like it how these guys are dry and I'm in the middle and I'm getting wet.
You'll be okay. Cheer up.
I'll be fine. I'm naturally a cheerful person, Ace, thank you. So at 870 over here, again, it's open to anyone who wants to bid at any sort of stage. And again, if you do recognise value, you're not registered, you can register at any time until the contract hits my hands. And we're in bids of 5 at the moment. Have to take a little bit less if it gets you involved. What I was saying about Cook, it's very tightly held, so that means 2 things. People like living here, and capital growth is always strong in these suburbs. Cook and Aranda are always very popular in here. I think there was a sale, I think it was last night, a 3-1 and 1 for about I think it was over $1 million for a two-beddy house in Cook this morning, and there was a $950 for a 3 1-1. So prices are moving again. So it's time to get off that steep elevator Canberra's been through the last 6 months, and it's probably going to do it for a little while longer now. Banks are putting up interest rates, fixed rates as well. We've seen that going from 1.89 to about 2.6, 2.5. So that will only increase in the future. We'll keep talking. Anyone who's watching tennis tonight? Who's watching Barty play tonight? Put your hands up. It's not a trick to get you to do that stuff. If you're not watching Barty, you've got to watch Barty. Now champion. So we're just having a discussion with the sellers. Virginia's going to talk to the highest bidder there for a second. And again, any stage in the auction, it is open for your participation. If you're waiting, now be that time. We're at 8.70. Maybe take 2.5 if you like as well. Is that just a random esquisse on the road there?
That's
Is
the
that,
ice cream.
who's that for?
Well, everyone.
Who wants an ice cream? Anyone want ice cream? I think there was ice cream there. I'll take something from the kids after. Should be something better than ice cream though, shouldn't it, on a Saturday? So it's 8.70 over here. And again, it's open to everyone. Great views from inside the property as well. If you've been through, you'd see that. Yeah, I'll thank you. Maybe dry now. So folks, just go seeking some instructions there. We're not too far away at 8.70. No one answers. Is anyone watching Barty tonight?
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
Seriously?
I am.
Yes, you are.
I
Yes.
haven't missed a match.
I think Kyrgios is playing today as
No,
well.
no, I'm not watching that.
You'll get some weird stuff happening tonight with you, Kyrgios.
Oh, you're right.
And guys, if you like, I'm happy to take 1,000 as well. If we can shorten the stride even further, it's 8.70 with the highest bidder. I'm happy to take 1,000 from you guys. Bidder number 17 as well. Let me know if this umbrella gets too low and you can't see me. I'll just be shoes. Sorry?
Sorry.
That's alright. It's okay. There's 1 sec, folks.
Oh, thanks.
So really the key in the marketplace, I know there's lots of auctions, and auctions are very difficult in terms of not knowing where price sits before you come through in competition on the day. But one thing which is the advantage of buying at auction is if it's private treaty and there's offers on the table, you don't know what those bids are, those offers are. At least with auctions you can make a decision. If you go another 1,000, 5,000, with private treaty, you can miss out for, I've seen things for $100 and you don't get a second chance as well. So auctions are very good on in terms of clarity with your bidding. And you can't be gazumped, which there's a bit of that going on in the ACT at the moment as well with private treaty. We're at 8.70. Really want someone to bid again so I can start the counts.
I get good exercise doing this.
There is 1 second, folks. It's obviously very serious business buying and selling a property. I'm going to give one chance at it. There was 1 second, folks. Alright folks, we're going to seek some further instructions from the seller. If there's no further bids, we are going to do what we call holding over. Essentially what that means is the auction is still live. We'll negotiate with the highest bidders exclusively for a little bit of time. If we do come to a figure, the auction will be brought back out, and then we'll count down 3 times. It's still available for your bidding during that time as well. So just bear with us 1 second. So what we do before we do hold it over, so if you have got interest, don't leave. You have to stay. Because if it's not sold, you've got an opportunity to throw your hat in the ring as well. At auctions, you always get to realise how quiet the location is, because no one else talks apart from me here. No one else wants to communicate with you as well. radius. I say when I first started calling auctions, it was like when I was younger asking girls on dates. They'd always, you look at them, they sort of ignore you and that sort of stuff. It's like this where they don't look at you. It feels like that again. It's a bit of your self-esteem issues coming back. 3. Sorry. It was a tough adolescence for me. This refund we are $870,000. So once Virginia comes back out, again we'll know what we're going to do. We'll call it down and we'll have to hold the property over. Just hang for a second. From here as well, one thing, have a chat to Virginia after this if you're obviously not successful here today, so she can keep in touch with properties that come up in the area. We do have an email which goes out once a week with new listings, change of price as well. You can be notified of properties that hit the market before they do go to market, which is called off market or whichever VIP, whatever an agent calls it. And you get in first, it's obviously the key at the moment. But we certainly don't see the market changing a little bit at the moment. Thank you.
It's not raining anymore, guys. Take the umbrellas down.
Don't slip. This may need Dunlop volleys, Bree. You won't slip in the volleys. Dunlop volleys are the best.
You get 2 pairs of them, Jace. You buy a green pair and a blue pair, and you wear the separate colours on each foot.
Colourblind, so that's what happened anyway. No, I'm kidding. Give us 1 second, folks. It's taking a little bit longer than what we probably sort of hoped, but we're nearly there.
Yeah, no worries. All the best.
Thank you very much.
We're still going. What's happening? We haven't called it off yet.
These people don't like jokes, Joe.
I don't have any jokes.
Cheers, thanks.
Thanks, guys. Okay, guys, hold tight 1 second. We are on the market for sale. If you are here, let's go 1 second, folks. Let's go just clarify from the sellers that we are on the market for sale. Sorry. Just get confirmation from the sellers that we are for outright sale. Troy's just having a chat. Okay. We cool? Right, yep. Okay, guys, for outright sale, $870,000. There's no further bids. The property will be sold. So if you waited for that last bid, the time's now. So we're going to call it 3 times. If there's no further bids, the property will be selling over here. So first call at $870,000. Second call, 870. Third, final call. No, you don't do that. I thought that was someone bidding. First, second, third call.
I'm just being nice to the
Selling, sold. Congratulations to the guys. Thank you to the underbidders. Thank you for coming and watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay dry. Thank you.
Great.